Hey there and welcome to Train Them Up. My name is Allie and today I have a huge book haul. Who doesn't love a good book haul? In this house we are voracious readers. We read a lot. Like I'm talking an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours a day. We do have a really hefty goal of reading 1,000 books this year. My daughter is 3, so we are primarily reading picture books, like you can see on my bookshelf back here, but that's still a lot of books to read. So that's something that I will share a little bit more about how we're tackling that goal in a different video. But today we are going to look at all of the books that I got from Thriftbooks. And I have a plethora of really amazing titles. So you want to be ready to either screenshot or write these down because there are so many good ones. I have some of my favorite authors that I'm going to share with you. And I have some math and science picture books that are fun reads, some classics, and I also have picture books about countries and cultures around the world. And I was so thrilled to find these. We're not quite going to study around the world just yet, but I'm thinking later this year or in the spring semester, we will start diving into more of these books. But I always love to have books about other cultures and countries on the shelves. So at any point, we can just grab them and read them. So without ado, let's go ahead and dig into all this amazing book goodness. So one of my favorite authors is Yuri Shulevitz, and I have not been able to find some of his books here at my local library or even in the metro area. I live in Minnesota, and we're in the Twin Cities region, so I was really shocked to not find some of his books. I requested that the library buy this, but they wouldn't. So I was really sad about that. This is The Secret Room, and this is another book that they actually did have, and we loved it so much that I had to snag our own copy. So Sleepy's Story. And then here's another one of his books that I really wanted the library to have because it's such a wonderful read. It's called Rain, Rain, Rivers. If you haven't read it, read it. It's so good. And hopefully your library has it. If not, there's always Thriftbooks. And here is On Market Street, and this one is by Arnold Lobel, very famous author. If you haven't ever heard of him or read his stuff, highly recommend. And then I came across this one. I haven't read it, but I've heard it's amazing. It is a Caldecott Metal book, Duffy and the Devil. And then I love Charlotte Zolotol over and over. This book is just so beautiful. I love the pictures in here. Illustrations are just gorgeous. And the illustrator is Garth Williams, who has done many a book. And if you love poetry and you're not sure where to start and you have young kids, I highly recommend her book Changes. This is a great first poetry collection, and I wish I would have had this sooner because it is so good. And then let's see here. Oh, bring these over. So now we're moving on to the math and science picture books. This is Mind-Stretching Math Riddles, The Grapes of Math, by Greg Tang, I've heard this is amazing. And Sasha Tudor is a wonderful author. If you haven't read any of her books, I highly recommend that you do. I had to snag this one. One is one. In my mind, it's a must-have. And then last year, my daughter and I went through 2 years of Sunlight curriculum. We did their like preschool and pre-K, and they had, oh goodness, now I'm gonna forget the name of it. What's Smaller Than a Pygmy Shrew? I think that's the title of the book, by Robert E. Wills. And there was another book inside Sunlight that they recommended reading, and I came across these on Thriftbooks, and I was like, I'm gonna get those because we absolutely love them. So How Do You Lift a Lion? What's Faster Than a Speeding Cheetah? And Can You Count to a Google? So wanted to grab those because we really enjoyed that book. Actually, I think there were 2 books that were in the Sunlight pre-K curriculum that we read. Anyways, next book is How Much is a Million? And I believe this is recommended in Math with Confidence. There's a whole list of books in the teacher's guide that are recommended on adding into your curriculum. And we have really enjoyed reading math picture books. We love to read anyways, but I feel like my daughter has grasped onto a lot more difficult math concepts at a much earlier age because of reading math picture books. And if you don't know a little bit of our story and about Madeline, she is very, very smart, and I suspect giftedness because she is just she's so smart. And homeschooling this past year was a challenge for a variety of different reasons. And I'm kind of getting off on a rabbit trail, but she has been doing math for like, I want to say kindergarten, first grade level for a while now, and she'll rattle off a bunch of math facts randomly. Like the other day I was doing dishes and she was like, "Mommy, did you know that 7 plus 13 is 20? And like just randomly while I'm doing dishes, and she was playing, and I was like, yeah, that does equal 20. And she pulled me into our sunroom, and she had set up the math problem: 7 blocks plus 13 blocks to equal 20. And so I think the math picture books are speaking to her and her little love for math. So anyways, we can talk about that more in another video. And here's something that my daughter saw while I was looking at books, and she was like, "Oh, a dog. This is the Stray Dog, and this is a Caldecott Honor book, and this is by Mark Smut." And I think primarily she wanted this because it's about a dog, and I we have 2 dogs, and I thought, sure, why not? Let's get it. And then she also saw this, and I was going to wait to get this a little bit later, but it was such a good deal that I just snagged it. The Adventures of Pippi Longstocking. Gotta have this. And this is a treasury, so there are 3 books included in this one. And I have a ton of picture books about the different countries and cultures. But first, I wanted to read you a poem from The Llama Who Had No Pajama by Mary Ann Hoberman. And when I read this to Madeline during our gentle and classical preschool curriculum, it has just always kind of been at the back of my mind when speaking with others, and I thought it would be very applicable for what we're talking about. It's called Changing. I know what I feel like. I'd like to be you and feel what you feel like and do what you do. I'd like to change places for maybe a week and look like you look like and speak as you speak and think what you're thinking and go where you go and feel what you're feeling and know what you know. I wish we could do it. What fun it would be if I could try you out and you could try me. And it's just so good. I love this poem so much. If you don't have this poetry collection, highly recommend. I got this from Thriftbooks as well. So with that, I think it definitely speaks so much to be able to just walk in someone else's footsteps and just get a teeny glimpse into their lives. And so let's go ahead and look into some of these picture books. And this one is The Girl Who Loved Horses, Wild Horses. And this is a Caldecott Medal book. And this is about a girl who loved wild horses, but it's indigenous peoples and living in Minnesota, where there are reservations. I thought that would be really fun to have and to read. This one is called Golem, and it is about a Jewish rabbi, and it just popped up on like the book recommendations, and I thought, sure, let's give it a try. And so we're gonna read that, and then few of these. I saw this one, and this has been on my buy list for a while. Why Mosquitoes Buzz in People's Ears. Holy guacamole, y'all. The mosquitoes in Minnesota right now, they are the worst they have ever been. I don't know what's going on, but they're just horrendous this year. So I definitely wanted to grab this. And this is a folk tale from West Africa. So I thought this would be a fun read. What is this? Oh, ha! Bookmark. Cheerful. We are definitely very cheerful when we read books. We love books. And then this one is The Talking Eggs by Robert Sansucci, and the pictures are by Jerry Pinkney. And if you have not ever read a book by either of these men, you should. I have read many a book from them, and there hasn't been one that I haven't liked. So I'm excited to read this. And then one of my other favorite authors is Patricia McCassick, and Going Somewhere Special, again, illustrated by Jerry Pinkney, and this is such a good read. Highly recommend. And this is actually a brand new book from Thriftbooks, and I got it for only a few bucks. So if you haven't ever purchased from Thriftbooks, check out my link down below and save some money. Mirandy and Brother Wind. Another classic. They do have this one at our library, but I definitely wanted to grab a copy because we have read this at the library a few different times. My daughter absolutely loves the story and the illustrations. Whoops, I forgot a few. I thought I was done and I had missed a pile. So there are a few more books from Asia that I wanted to share with you. This is The Boy of the 3-Year Nap. That sounds fabulous. Again, another Caldecott Honor book. So I'm excited to read this one. And this is Lan Po Po. This is a Red Riding Hood story from China. So this will be interesting to read. I've heard really great things about this book. And then this one, you can't really tell from the cover, but this is Yen Xin. And this is a story, a Cinderella story from China, I believe. Yes. Yeah. So, and I think this is actually on Broadway, or they're just doing plays with it right now. I don't know. I might just be completely making that up, but wanted to grab that because my daughter is kind of obsessed with Cinderella right now. So we're reading all sorts of different versions of Cinderella, and I thought that would be a really fun one to read next. So that is it for the Thrift Books haul. I hope you enjoyed taking a little peek into what we're going to be reading this year. I will be posting a video all about our 1,000 book read aloud challenge, and I will probably share a video in the next couple of weeks showing how I organize our library, and on this particular bookshelf are all of the picture books. So anyways, I hope you have an amazing day. Let me know what picture books are your favorite to read aloud, and if I don't have it or the library doesn't have it, I might just have to snag it up. So you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.